animals have been around since the time of the dinosaurs because they can go so long without food. Yes, they'll never turn down a meal. If you offer an alligator something to eat, they're going to take it every time. But because they are instinctual animals, they never know when that next meal is going to come. But yeah, they can go years without food. Uh, but not the alligators in this pond. These alligators are very well fed. Once a month, we do a big feeding, close to 1,000 pounds of meat. We use beef, chicken, pork, fish, farm-raised rats, and 1,000 pounds of meat once a month. That is more than enough to feed all of the alligators in this pond. One of the worst things that you can ever do to a wild alligator is feed a wild alligator. Alligators have a natural fear of man, but once you feed an alligator, they lose that fear. All it takes is one time. You feed an alligator out in the wild once, and now that alligator is
He's
going to
like,
start
why
coming
me?
up to people looking for food all the time. It is also illegal to feed and harass wild alligators. And when reported, those alligators will get removed from their habitat and they have to get put down. For your safety and the safety of the wild alligators here in Florida, never feed a wild alligator. Alligators can also jump around two-thirds of their body size in and out of water. And if you have an airboat ride coming up, just something to think about. What happens if an alligator jumps onto your airboat? If an alligator jumps onto the airboat, the best thing to do is grab the person sitting next to you and throw them in front of you. I'm kidding, guys. If you do have an airboat ride, you have nothing to worry about. I'm joking. It's never happened here.
Kobe.
But being in the water with an alligator, your chances of getting attacked goes up a lot more. If you're not from Florida, you want to go for a swim, you might want to stick to the pools or the beaches, leave the lakes and the canals for the alligators. If you're swimming in the water and the only thing that the alligator sees is just your little head above the water, the alligator might mistake your tiny little head as a small bird, maybe a small duck. And the alligator will approach you in the water. More than likely, the alligator will attack you, take you under the water first, and then drown you. Once under the water, the alligator will finally realize that it cannot swallow your full body. Alligators will never go after anything and try to eat it if the alligator can see how big it is. That means we're safe, guys. Human beings are not on the menu for alligators. Alligators are not known man eaters like some crocodiles. Alligators are afraid of us. But being in the water or near the water with an alligator, your chances of getting attacked goes up a lot more. If you're not from Florida, you want to go for a swim, you might want to stick to the pools, the beaches, leave the lakes and the canals to the alligators, guys. Anywhere in Florida where there is fresh water, there is a chance that an alligator is living in that water. This is my last piece of chicken, but before I throw this one out there, does anybody have any questions about the alligators before I get rid of this last piece? Any questions, anybody? No? All right. So we're going deep with this one. And if you notice, whichever alligator comes up with the piece of chicken has to bring his head out of the water in order to swallow it. And that's because alligators cannot swallow their food under the water. If the alligator takes down or swallows too much water, the alligator can drown. Alligators absorb water through their skin to stay hydrated, so they don't need to drink water. Another reason why alligators are only going to be found inland in fresh water because they absorb water through their skin. If the alligator's out in the ocean and it starts absorbing that salt water, the alligator will dehydrate and the alligator will die from that. There he goes right there. All right, guys, my favorite part of the show coming up now. If there's anyone here that has any friends or family members that they do not like, preferably small children, I'll help you get rid of them. I'm kidding. Thank you all for coming out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.